Greetings! I am Eagle1. This is my channel, and this is my home. I live underground in 7 days to die, which is a good idea because it is day 27. I have been living as a primitive with torches. This must stop. This must stop today. Alright, today's goal is to get power going in here so I can get some light. And more importantly, to get the power all the way up there so it can start powering my defenses. But one thing at a time. The first thing we need to do, of course, is get some power going. What do you need for that? Well, you need a couple of things. You need a wire tool, you need some relays, and in my case, some switches. This is very primitive stuff, but it's very important. Now, you need to be of a certain level so you can get enough skill points to get the perks required. One perk required here, science, very important. You probably don't need all the way as high as I am, unless, of course, you want to do some chemistry stuff, which is what I'm doing. Now, the other ones that are important, of course, are electric basics, switches and triggers, and if you want, melee traps, range traps, and, of course, a generator bank. Once you get the generator bank, you can make one of these. You'd like to have one, wouldn't you? All right, so you also need a lot of parts to do these, like these things here. The most important thing you need for that is a wrench. A wrench. That way you can take things apart, like cars, electrical panels, refrigerators, air conditioners. Take them all apart. Get lots of parts. I would strongly suggest Bad Mechanic. Bad Mechanic is very good for that. If you're trying to get lots of good parts from things, I strongly suggest that. Alright, so now that we have all this stuff, what do we do with it? Well, like I said, I have a generator bank over here. And what I want to do is, I want to get some light going on in here, because I got a couple of torches, and I want to get out of the Stone Age. So, what am I going to do? Okay, let's look at this. Oh, this requires engines. Well, you know what? Like I had a couple of engines here. Got them from cars. You can find them in other places, but you really want to take a lot of cars apart. Just saying. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to load these guys in here. And you'll notice that the max wattage increases with each engine I put in. Better engines will mean better wattage. This is the maximum output that this generator can do. Now I can put some more in here and increase it. But what I also need is fuel. So, alright. So it's got engines, it's got fuel. Let's light this guy up. And we're just going to ignore those fumes that are not going to kill me in an enclosed area. Okay, so now we got power. I got a light here. So what I want to do is I want that to light up. So let's just check this out. Now I'm going to take the wiring tool here and I'm going to right click on this puppy. And it's going to give me a wire and I'm going to point at this. And then I'm going to right click on that. And then all of a sudden there is light. So I don't need these anymore now, do I? Let's get rid of these guys here. Let's get out of the Stone Age and into the Electrical Age. Alright. Well, you know what? I didn't build this just to do that, did I? No, I didn't. I need to get my power up there. And also, I want to get rid of these torches too, right? So, I need to get that power out of the room. So what I'm going to do is, the way you move power around is a relay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a relay right here. Right? So then, what I'm going to do is, I also want to get a switch out here. I want to get a switch so that I can turn things on and off and not waste power. If I'm leaving here, see right now, this thing is powering that and that's always going to be there. I don't mind that. That's my little sign that I'm out of gas. So if I look in that room and I see darkness, that means I need to refill the gas. So, but everything else, I want everything else on a switch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a switch right on this wall here. So what I'm going to do then is go back to the wire tool and I'm going to right click on this and then I'm going to click on this. Okay. Now each relay takes power. This guy up here is 5 watts, right? 5 watts. This one here is now another watt. So this guy is going to have the limit, like we said, 214. As long as we don't exceed that, we shouldn't have a problem, unless we put more engines in. So now what I want to do is I want to right click on this and I want to click here. Boom. You'll notice it's red because its default is off. If we do that, the switch is now on. But of course, it only affects anything that we put after the switch. So what I want to do is I want to get a... see, I don't want the wire hanging in midair like that. So what I'm going to do is this. We're going to put a relay right there. Because otherwise it's going to look ugly. All right, so I'm going to... Oh, I'm not going to hit it with my club. No, I'm not. I'm going to right-click there. And I'm going to right-click there. And notice it's a little like... It's gray. It's gray. The reason for that is because this switch is off. So why don't we just... Okay, it's yellow now. You see that? All right, so we're going to turn that off for now. I'm not going to waste power. Not going to waste power. So what I want to do is I want to get another relay over here. But you know what I also want? I want to get rid of this torch. So I don't think that little light's going to do the job. You know, I want real light. So what we're going to do is I'm putting a nice fluorescent light right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my wiring tool. And I'm going to right-click on that. And then I'm going to right-click on that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this torch away. And I'm going to take that torch away. And then I'm going to turn on the switch. Let there be light. Now, the most important thing that I've learned is make sure you go in the direction of the power flow. If I had wired this over to this, I would have broken this connection. And that's a real mess. Don't do that. Always go in the direction in which the power is going. The reason for that is because the device cannot have two parents. If I wire it here to here, the system believes that I am moving power in this direction. And since it's already getting power in this direction, it will break the connection. Don't do that. If you want to wire multiple things like I'm about to do, off of it, you always go in the direction of the power. Now, for instance, what we're going to do now is I'm going to get me a relay, and I'm going to put that relay here. So we're going to go back to the wiring tool. I'm going to right-click here, and I'm going to walk it over here. As long as I get that symbol, I'm within range. And then I'm going to do that. And of course, it's yellow because the switch is on. Now, here comes the tricky part. And of course, playing around with, physics and stuff like that. So what we're going to do here now is I'm going to go up my ladder. Not too far. I don't want to push it too much, right? I'm going to put a relay right here. Right. All right, let's go back to the wiring tool. So now what I want to do... Can I reach yet? Yes, I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click on this. And then I'm going to right-click on this. And yes, it's going through the wall. Yes, it's going through the wall. That's just the way it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up here. My cement isn't completely dried yet. So you notice I can't see it. So I'm going down. Oh, I got it now. Okay, there we go. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another relay here. I think that should do. I don't mind having extra relays. So we're going to put a relay right there. And it's going to go back to the wiring tool, right? I'm going to right-click on that guy. And then I'm going to right-click on that guy. And then the power has moved up. All right. Now let's look down at this guy. Oops, out of range. Let's head down. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, so let's throw a relay right about there. And go back to the wiring tool. And then I'm going to right-click on that. And I'm going to right-click on that. And once again, it is yellow. All right. Yes, I am all prepared. So what we're going to do now is I want to be able to turn everything on and off up here, because if nothing's going on, or if I'm leaving, there's no reason for me to leave everything on and burning power, right? So I'm going to put a switch right there. So now what I'm going to do is, this is the reason I left the grating. Yes, I know I didn't need the grating. I'm going to right-click on this. And then I'm going to right-click on that. And you'll notice that it's got the power. Now what I want to do is, I don't want to put everything off of a switch. So I am placing another relay right here. And I'm going to grab my wiring tool, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to right click here. But that switch is off. See, it's not yellow. So what I'm going to do is E. It's yellow. So the power is now up here, where I can start working on my defenses. And that's what I'm going to do in the next video. Thank you very much for your attention. See you soon.